The book I chose to read for this week is a 4th grade level nonfiction book. It's through the Eyewitness series published by DK around the Civil War. This was authored by John Stanchek, who has written several books for children around the topic of the Civil War. I chose this book because my 8-year-old stepson has been asking a lot of questions and overheard some adults talking about the election and how they feel like it's going to create another civil war. And he didn't understand what they meant by a civil war and why it would be bloody and why it would tear our nation apart. So we purchased this book to help him. He is only in 3rd grade, however, he can read on the 4th grade level, and we've been working with him on the book. As you can see, the book is full of beautiful pictures and photographs of the equipment. The book encompasses, it starts in this fashion, and most of the pages are this fashion. It has either drawings or pictures or paintings from the era, and it discusses everything from the argument and the slave life and the treatment of others to even the election of Abraham Lincoln. And it goes through according to the time from before the war started to the end of the war, and even the aftermath of the war and how everyone went along after the war was over. This book has numerous photographs and pictures that I was talking about through it. It goes through showing the slaves, and it shows the armies, it shows the weaponry, it has the commanders in it. It even shows some of the different battles, shows pictures from the battlefields and things of that nature, the different flags. Something I didn't know was that when Abraham Lincoln was elected, I knew that he was of the Republican Party. I was not aware that the Republican Party was only 6 years old at the time that Abraham Lincoln was elected. And that was in 1860, and it was found, you can find that information on this page. There's a lot of great areas in this book. I was raised in South Carolina, and a lot of the history of the Civil War is taught in the classrooms down there, and I found this book to be very accurate based on what I have learned growing up with the information. Structure-wise, it's mostly written in the expository. There's the pictures, and then they give the factual information around the pictures that they're showing. The pattern, the organization, like I said, it starts at the beginning prior to the war, and it goes through the end of the war. It even shows what happened to the leaders at the end of the war. It talks about Lincoln's assassination, and it talks about Jefferson Davis being imprisoned after the war. It gives kind of where the slaves weren't after they were freed and the different kinds of housing that they were in. The book has a wonderful timeline and a very detailed timeline in the back, which I found to be really helpful for giving my 8-year-old a sense of time. It also has this very unique page where it tells you places you can go to find out more information about the war and help you with ideas for researching. It really is more of just descriptive, and it shows the reality of what the war was in a manner that a 4th to 6th or 8th grader even wouldn't necessarily get a shock value from, but would learn lots of interesting information. And I hope you all get a chance to check this book out. I actually purchased this one at Barnes & Noble's for about $6, but have a good evening.